Hey, cunts, don't forget to click the subscribe button.
Out of all the directors.
All of the directors?
Yeah. You like that? Well, you're not going to tell any of the directors what you're doing.
Just a minute. I don't know if you're sarcastic or not. מכולם זה יוצא? From all of them.
Okay.
It's just influencing you more than
Yeah.
Okay.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
And another question, last.
Remember, he said last.
How I called the holding company? How I called the company?
How about Shylock Inc.?
Okay.
Now, I don't know. What do you want to call it? Now, that he brings up a good point for a different reason. Lucinda Burke, a superstar of the 90s and early 2000s, or the 90s, not the early 2000s, she named her company Anacott. Now, who is old enough to remember why the name Wall Street, the movie Wall Street, Anacott Steel was the name of the company of the Shylock in that movie. And so when Lucinda was going around with Anacott, oh God, I've heard of that. And they never did any due diligence. So there is method in the madness of what you call yourself. Okay, we're coming down to the whip. Okay, where's EJ? I want those last slides. Now, I've told you, I want you to be selfish. Now, you're not taking candy from a baby, even though I allude to it all the time, and you're not shooting fish in a barrel. And you're not knocking down old ladies in the street to get to the deal. But this slide is to remind me, and you, because you get to all the slides, is I want you to be selfish. Selfish. You can't people won't love you unless you love yourself. And being a pleaser is not a recipe for building generational wealth. There's a difference between being a pleaser and being introverted, because virtually all the icons, save 3 or 4, are introverted. They lack self-esteem. They don't lack self-respect. You can have no self-esteem, but you still have self-respect. So don't confuse that issue. But I want you to go out there and snort up the money like you used to snort, or maybe some of you still snort cocaine, okay? I want you to go out there and, get at the trough. Right now, there's not many people at the trough because they don't understand this. One, they don't understand the severity of what's going on, and 2, they don't understand the secret sauce formulas that you've got here, that you've used here. You've heard not countless amounts of people, but a lot of different people say how they've made it work. And contrary to what some of the smart asses on YouTube, you are not from Central Casting. I did not hire you as actors. I could hire better looking actors in this group. And the guys in the webinar aren't actors. They're real life people. And they've all told you their story, how they've done it. And it's and for the most part, everything they've said is 99% accurate, except for the words they didn't use, maybe not 95% accurate, because not any one of them, listening to all of them, understands the model correctly. They don't understand the model fully. Some of the kids don't even understand the model 60%. Yet, that hasn't stopped any of them from doing deals. You've heard them all misspeak, use the wrong words, because it doesn't matter. The why doesn't matter, only the how. And the how works. The how works. Depending on what you want to think, we were given life on the planet about 1 billion years ago, and the planet's been around about 13.8 billion years. And according to scientists, the planets were going to be evaporated or sucked into the sun in 3.8 billion years. We got plenty of time to make hay. But Corona's not going to be forever. As dismal a picture as I paint, because I believe it, but I've been saying this since it's all started, and I'm pretty fucking accurate. And I wouldn't bet against me. It's going to be around a while. It's going to be around a while. I hope we don't have a third and fourth wave, but I'm pretty sure we will. And it's just going to get worse, and the motivated sellers are going to get more motivated. And the guys that are not motivated yet will get motivated because they have a threshold for pain. The people that are still hanging tough for their sales prices, they have a higher threshold for pain, and or they don't need the money as badly. But at some juncture, they'll say enough is enough. Or as the boxer, the Fist of Stone said, no mas. Okay? And we're going to be around there to pick up the pieces. And we've already got guys that are doing terrific. And the fact that we've done almost twice as many deals now as last year really is okay, and it sounds great. But because we've got 3 or 4, 5, 6 times more time now, and we're not having to travel, and that saves a lot of time. So now we know what to do with it. The time. Pull the trigger, and just keep pulling the trigger. And it's like in the old-time westerns when the guy's gun never ran out of bullets, And I'm a bullet counter. When I see a guy with a clip and I see him shoot 19 times, I go, what kind of fucking clip is that? He's got 19 bullets in it. Well, we know what to shoot, and virtually we never run out of ammunition. Now, we're going to run out of ammunition on the commercial side when the banks stop printing money. Now, I don't see that anytime soon. Chairman Powell of the Federal Reserve said several times now, we're not even thinking about raising interest rates. And as long as interest rates stay this low at 5,000-year lows, I mean, it's feast for us if we take action. Not if, but when we take action. Some of you are going to take action right away, and some of you are going to take action down the road. Those who get focused first and stay focused longest win. Thomas is a prime example of that. I mean, he's a prime example of that. A 34, 35-year-old kid, French-Canadian, Chinese-Canadian. Admittedly, he's a polished salesman. I would be disingenuous if I didn't say that. He's a polished salesman. But then we got Andreas, who is certainly not a polished salesman, by his own admission, but he's got the grit that he keeps pounding his head in a very dramatic way to just get the deal done. And you've seen everybody in between. We know how to do it. Okay, you can do whatever is possible. Before you came here, 2 or 3 of you that I talked to so far, of the 2 or 3 that I talked to, you said that there was still a doubt lingering in your mind that maybe it was possible, but maybe it wasn't, but you still paid money and spent 2 weeks in quarantine. So you had enough of a belief to come here, which, as Thomas said, and I say, hats off to you. And, many of you are going to have to go back to quarantine when you go back to wherever you come from. But you know what to do. It's pretty simple. When you get back to your rooms, the gigs are going to be there, right, Kat? Okay. When you get back to your rooms, the magic gigs will be there. And we only give one out to each person. So if you lose it, you're fucked. So I don't know how to back shit up on your computer and all that stuff you guys know how to do. I would definitely make 2 or 3 copies of it, just in case you lose it. Just in case, because we've had guys lose it, unfortunately. And remember, we're not sharing this with your family, friends, classmates, whatever. Now, on the selfish side, some of the guys say, I'm not going to share it because they're competition. Now, I know there's so many deals and so much money out there, there really is no competition. Even amongst the groups, even though I have a few hundred of you out there running around doing deals, I know there's really no competition amongst us. And the guys, just use the March guys that have made mistakes. Just imagine they weren't here, they didn't have the gigs, and people that are just using the website are inherently going to take the easy way out because they don't know any better. They're going to go through the path of least resistance. The not so great part of this model, from your point of view, not from my point of view, is that it's built to take the path of most resistance, emotionally. It's the emotional bank account that keeps people from doing shit. It's the emotional bank account, not your financial. Even though I know some of you are in desperate straits vis-a-vis money, it's not the financial, it's the emotional bank account. But once you get the hang, and I'm not sure that hang is the right word, hang of doing this, and once you realize that even when you make a few mistakes, they're not life-threatening, and you're not going to die over it, it becomes easier and easier and easier, and then God willing, or whatever you believe in, you get towards the Thomas Maguire's end of the continuum, who is just an animal zealot. But you can do this and just be more of a middle-of-the-road guy like Andreas Milner is more regular. And then, even though you didn't get to talk to Peter, but Peter is just a regular guy. I don't think anybody in the room would suggest anything superhero about him, or that he possessed any superpower whatsoever. With greatest respect to him, he just said, I'm a Hungarian Forrest Gump. Well, the truth of the matter is, you're a German Forrest Gump, you're a French Forrest Gump, and we can go down the line. Because until you do something with all this information, this plethora of information, you and Forrest Gump are standing right next to each other in that line when, in the soldier when he's going through boot camp. And what did Forrest Gump by accident get? Bubba Shrimp, or whatever it was, and became a gazillionaire with Bubba Shrimp. One of the keys to the QLA model is sharing the wealth vis-a-vis your board first, and then your employees. And I gave the example, one of the mentees from Australia paid out $80,000 in bonuses from the guy that sweeps the floor to the guy, the secretaries. Because there's going to be plenty of money involved that you can share the wealth. You can share the wealth. We gave the example of the one guy that gave $10 million to his employees when he did the deal, and which is the most I've ever seen, other than myself, give bonuses. And he's done terrific. And of course, then he did 11 deals during Corona. I wonder if that had anything to do with the $10 million he gave that. I think so. You hear that, Shekels? I'm going to be checking the Interpol list starting in the next few weeks, just to call my guy that I know, that give him your real name, and if this name pops up, don't tell me. It's up to you now. It's up to you. In the beginning, 27 and a half years ago, I played hell trying to convince people they could do it just because I could do it. And now we've got, thousands and thousands of you kids that have been successful. And even though I beat you up a lot, it makes me feel not worth living or anything that dramatic. But it's nice at 75 to be. I'm an overnight success at 75, which is pretty funny to me. Now people, we got a year or more that want to come here, and this is called inelastic demand. There is no price level that I could charge that would have not this place full, because enough people are willing to go through 2-week quarantine, fight off Corona, because the meatheads now understand that this is our time. This is our time. And if they saw all the webinars and got all the information that you've seen today, we'd have them lined up at the gates. Right now, we only have psychos at the gates. Every once in a while, they want to cut my head off because I'm a capitalist or something. But we would have people from here to Aberdeen Airport. But you've seen that, the real secret shit that's not for sale at any price. The wind up the YouTubers a little. And now I look forward to seeing you tonight. And again, I strongly recommend that you wear underwear. Although we normally have one or two, normally after drinks, they go to the bathroom, the bathrooms have underwear in them at the end of the night. Because you guys that fancy yourself real men somehow forget to put them back on after you go to the bathroom. But I would highly recommend that you don't. And I wish you guys all the best, but it's not luck. It's he or she, the one she, that perseveres the most, the longest, are the people that win, no matter where you're from. If you're from Israel, Sri Lanka, Omaha, the UK, and I've seen it long enough. Thank you. Thank you.